Hello, everyone. My name is Serena Houghton, and I am the Communication Specialist at the Greater Sun Foundation. I'm here with Dennis Hicks from Union Capital Boston. Hi, Dennis.
Hi, Serena.
Since 2014, their mission has been to transform social capital into opportunity by rewarding community engagement and combining technology and relationship building to strengthen community networks, build social capital, and create new pathways of opportunity for individuals and communities. I'm familiar with the Union Capital app from your pitch back in 2019, and their members have collectively invested over 1 million hours into their volunteerism and community building, which is very impressive. Their time invested has earned members over 1.8 million in Visa gift card rewards and directly reinvested into family and community advancement. Thank you so much and welcome, Dennis.
Thank you.
So it's been 5 years since Union Capital Boston, UCB, right? What's new since then? Any growth stories?
Yes. So I joined Union Capital in November 2021. And since I joined, like I was brand new, my role was brand new. I'm director of leadership here. And that was one of the newer things that happened is that they created a new position for leadership. And I came in to create a leadership program and have been running that program for 2 years now. And so that's one thing that's new. We added new staff. We added two new part-time staff members. And then also, just this past fall, we added another location. So we're not only in Boston, but we're now also in Springfield.
Ooh. And can you, for us living in Hawaii and Florida and different places, Springfield,
Springfield is Western Mass. And
ah,
so
okay,
if
okay.
you look at the map, it's about 2 hours west of Boston. But thank
Congratulations.
you. It's still in its infancy, but it's growing. There are already over 500 members at that location.
Wow. And so, like, at the Greater Sum, this is exactly what we're looking for. We're looking for innovative and scalable. Basically, what you guys are doing, expanding your operations, is exactly why we're here. And this is amazing news. Thank you for sharing. Now,
No problem.
how did COVID affect UCB operations? How did the organization overcome some of the challenges that COVID-19 created?
Well, prior to the pandemic, everything was in person. So all of our network nights, which are our weekly and regular meetings in different parts of the city, all our members couldn't come anymore. And so we had to figure out how we were going to pivot from being in person, where everybody was just used to socializing and coming in person and hearing from different guest speakers, to jumping onto Zoom and figuring out how to use Zoom. And I know that the entire world was trying to figure out Zoom and trying to understand what breakout rooms were and how to use a breakout room and then closed captioning. It was all these new things that had to be figured out. But over the course of, I think, two or three network nights that were done virtually, the team figured out the best practices of like transitioning things over to the virtual world. And then we carried on, like everything became online. We did our resource fairs. And so our resource fairs are happening twice a year, but they were always in person with hundreds of people just passing through. And then we had to pivot that to being a virtual resource fair to continue to allow people to get the resources that they need without putting anyone in danger. So those were two of the big like shifts that happened for that. And then now post pandemic, we still do the virtual ones, but we also have brought back in person sessions.
So would you say that that UCB is now operating as a hybrid where there's in-person and virtual events? Or
Yes, yeah, we're definitely a hybrid model now where we offer the virtual space, we once a month there's a virtual option, and then the opposite weeks we do an in-person option for network nights. And then our resource fairs, we do them in person, but we have offered them also in a virtual space as well.
Do you think that it has helped you all kind of expand your operations a little bit because you can now reach more people outside of Boston, right? Like you can kind of expand to other communities and maybe possible new locations in the future, or do you think it's just sort of been just very convenient for the members just to have the ability to tune in from home or just a few miles away, or if they've relocated somewhere else?
I think it has given us an opportunity to expand, maybe 20 or 30 miles outside of Boston easily, because now people have access to it and don't have to drive into the traffic to join us in person. And we found that because of the virtual spaces, people can attend regularly. They can, attend, whereas they couldn't before because maybe they were getting off of work and they didn't have enough time to make dinner and get to the in-person event, so they weren't able to join us. But now they can. They can log in and participate. And our numbers for the virtual network nights can be anywhere from 150 to 175, maybe 200 on occasion.
Wow. Very awesome. All right. So in a way it kind of just changed the way you guys work, but it also kind of helped people, right? It's kind of changed the way you all do things. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, what's in store for the future of UCB? Any plans or expansions?
Well, this year is our 10th anniversary, so we're trying to do it up big. Um, Thank you. We are, in the planning phases of how we're going to celebrate 10 years of Union Capital. We are continuing to grow Springfield as well. And our leadership program continues to evolve. We had so much interest in our leadership program that we had to open up another cohort um, to provide, more opportunities for them to participate. And now there's interest in creating a Spanish version of our leadership program for the fall. And so we're kind of hard at work at trying to figure that out, as well as doing some programming this summer with our members in the spotlights. So like letting our members share their knowledge, skills, and talents with the rest of the community.
Is the Union Capital app more or less still the same, or they've got new features on there? Anything cool?
Well,
I,
you
I
just
know you joined 2021. I know you joined 2021.
no, but you just reminded me of something else that's different is the app is pretty much the same, but what's going to be different in the next couple of months is that we're going to have an actual app in the App Store and the Google Play Store, which is nice. It's going to change the game for us, I think, a little bit to where more people can now access it and understand how to navigate our platform.
Yeah, that's great. And also it's just cool to say I've got my app on Google Play.
Right. Exactly.
I'll make sure to download it when I visit Boston. Well, so finally, what is your call to action these days? Like, what do you all find yourselves needing the most?
Right now, we have a focus on engagement of our youth and of members. Those numbers have not been as high as would like, and so we want to increase that. So we started an initiative to develop those two areas of our membership. Uh, it really comes, we are hearing a lot more about um, teens, and because we are at the high schools and the high school students can sign up for Union Capital, we want to develop some programming that is centered around what the teens are needing and what they want. And the same thing with the men. So we have a large number of women that participate actively, but now we want to increase the participation of our male members. And so we've launched the Brotherhood, which, well, they meet, twice a month, and they determine what types of programs and events that we want to offer that might be, more desirable for men or anyone who, wants to attend and learn something new. So we're actually meeting tonight. So it's beautiful, that it's all coming together.
Wow. So, do you all kind of have a suspicion as to why it's been predominantly women kind of coming on, and you mentioned teens. Is it that there's less teens and the age range is like over 18, or how do you all kind of figure this, the demographic of users of the app and involvement in all of your programming?
Well, we have a team program for some of the high schools, some of the public high schools and charter schools in the area. And now that they've been recruited, they're getting points based on their involvement in school, whether they've gotten, their attendance in school, or they're participating in a club or a sport and things like that. But most of our events, or most of the services that we provide or opportunities, are all centered around adults. Whether it's home ownership, or it's taxes, or it's about health and wellness, things that adults are caring about. How do we save money? Things like that. So students are like, I'm not interested in that. So we have to develop some kind of programming that we can draw those students in and then help them continue to be active as adults in the community. So that's one of our goals. And then you mentioned something about our male participants. I think that the reason we have low participation is because we are very, in the community that we serve, a lot more women are just taking leadership roles. And so you'll find in our organization, we only have one male network coordinator.
Mm.
Uh, and then the other 19 are all women. And so it's this some phenomenon, right? So whereas if you look at our Springfield office, they have about 50% men and 50% women as in leadership roles. And so it's just a different vibe in Boston. So we haven't tapped into that vibe yet. And that's one of the things that we want to continue to look into.
Wow, I can't wait to hear about what that's going to entail, what kind of marketing strategies, or maybe
Mhm.
events or things that are going to entice more male leadership in the Boston, in what the Boston location, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Dennis, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate you at the Greater Sun Foundation, and we'll reach out again in another 5 years and catch up again.
All right. Thank you, Serena. It's great to chat with you.